If you are facing a financial emergency right now, you fall into one of two categories. Either you still have a decent credit and you need to shield your cash flow, or you have zero cash left and you're trying to survive. Make the wrong moves in the next 30 days and a temporary setback turns into a 7-year credit nightmare. Here are the exact steps to take right now, depending on the situation you're in. First move, if your credit score is still decent right now, look at a 0% APR balance transfer card immediately. Here is a real scenario. Say you are carrying $5,000 on a high-interest card. At 24% interest, you are throwing away over $100 every single month just on interest. You are literally paying the bank for nothing. If you move that balance to a 0% card, interest stops cold for 12 to 18 months. Now, every dollar you pay actually shrinks your balance. Two quick things to watch out for. First, there is usually a one-time 3 to 5% transfer fee, about $150 on that $5,000, but you recover that in 6 weeks of saved interest. Second, if the new credit card only gives you $3,000 instead of $5,000, don't worry. Move $3,000 over to stop interest on that piece and focus on paying down the remaining balance on your old card. Do this today while your score is healthy. If you wait until you miss a payment, your score drops, the bank denies you, and that door snaps shut. Second tip, if you are struggling to make payments, do not just ghost your credit card company. Call them, but here is the secret. When the customer service answers, do not tell your life story. Frontline reps usually can't help you. Say this immediately. Please transfer me to your loss mitigation or hardship department. Once you get a hardship agent on the line, use this exact line. I'm dealing with a temporary financial hardship right now. I want to set up an internal hardship plan before I miss any payments. What options can we lock in? Behind the scenes, banks have unadvertised programs that can slash your interest rates down to single digits, waive late fees, or pause payments. Crucially, they keep reporting your account as current to the credit bureaus, meaning you avoid devastating 30-day late marks on your credit report. Two critical rules. First, expect the bank to freeze or close your card while on this plan, so you can't run up new debt. That's completely normal and worth the interest savings. Second, write down the rep's name, date, and reference number, and insist on getting the terms in writing via email before you make a payment. Never rely on verbal promises alone. Third tip, watch out for the maxed out card trap. Here is a scenario most people miss. Say you have 3 credit cards. Even if your total debt is relatively low, if you put all your emergency expenses on one card and max it out to 90%, credit scoring algorithms panic. That single maxed card will tank your score even if your other cards are completely empty. If you have to put essential spending on credit right now, spread it between all the cards so no single card gets maxed out. And remember, credit bureaus take a snapshot of your balances on your statement closing date, not your due date. Pay down whatever balance you can a few days before that statement date to force the reported utilization stay as low as possible. One final warning, do not call your bank to ask for a credit limit increase during a crisis. They will do a hard credit check, review your income, see that you are struggling, and they might actually slash your existing credit limit on the spot. Fourth tip, when cash flow tightens up, stop trying to pay off full balances. Your only mission right now is protect your payment history, which makes up 30% of your total credit score. Here is a scenario people panic over. Say your card due date is on the 5th, but you don't get paid until the 10th. People think being 5 days late ruins their credit forever. Here is the truth. If you pay a few days late, the bank charges you a late fee, but the banks cannot report you to the credit bureaus until you're full 30 days past due. You have a 30-day buffer to get that minimum payment in before your credit score takes damage. Once you make that payment on day 5, call customer service and ask for one-time late fee waiver. They almost always grant one per year. Just remember, if your checking account is near zero, turn off autopay and make minimums manually. Otherwise, a surprise autopay will trigger overdraft fees from your bank and returned payment fees from your card. Fifth tip, if you actually have a little bit of extra cash left after paying your minimums, where should it go? You have two choices, depending on what you need most right now. If your goal is saving the most money long term, use the debt avalanche. Put every spare dollar toward the card with the highest interest rate, like say a store card sitting at 29% APR. High interest compounds like crazy, and stopping it saves you maximum cash. But if your main problem right now is monthly cash flow, do the opposite. Wipe out your smallest balance first. If you have a card with just $300 left on it, knocking that out completely eliminates one whole minimum payment of your plate next month, giving you immediate breathing room. And remember, whichever route you choose, make sure every card's minimum is covered first so you don't trigger late fees. Now, what if you are completely out of cash and can't even cover the minimum payments? Stop worrying about your credit score right now. Your credit score is a luxury. Survival cash flow is a necessity. When cash hits zero, your spending flips to an emergency hierarchy: food, rent, utilities, and keeping gas in your tank to get to work. Credit cards come absolute last. Here is the exact zero cash protocol to protect your home before paying a bank. First up, log into your accounts right now and turn off every single automatic payments to credit cards and personal loans. Here is why. Payday hits, an automated $200 minimum payment pulls from your checking account at 2 a.m., and suddenly you don't have enough money left for groceries or rent. Credit card debt is unsecured. Banks cannot kick you out of your apartment and turn off your power for a missed credit card payment. Basic survival needs always come before credit card banks. But turning off autopay is only half the battle. If your credit card is with the same bank where you keep your checking account, that bank has a legal backdoor called the Right of Setoff. If you fall 30 or 60 days behind on your card, the bank can legally sweep your checking account and seize your paycheck directly without asking your permission. To stop this, open a checking account at an entirely different bank where you owe zero debt and move your money there. And a quick execution tip: switching direct deposit with your employer can take a week or two, so give your new account info to HR today. Second step, call your card issuer today and ask for an emergency 90-day payment forbearance. Don't tell them I have no money left. Frame it as a temporary gap. Say this exact line: I'm experiencing a severe temporary income loss right now. I need a 90-day payment freeze while I restructure my household finances so I can resume payments. Most major card issuers can pause required minimum payments for 30 to 90 days, waive late fees, and hold off on sending your account to collections. Two critical rules. First, the bank will freeze your card from making new purchases, so make sure your food and shelter needs are secured first. And once again, write down the representative's name, date, and reference number, and insist on getting the forbearance agreement in writing via email. And if the bank refuses to cooperate, don't panic. Basic survival comes first. If your account eventually goes to debt collectors, federal laws protect you against harassment, intimidation, and constant phone calls. Third step, if you realize this isn't just a 90-day issue and you genuinely can't keep up long term, you have two distinct recovery paths. Path 1, if your accounts are still in good standing and you want to pay them back without wrecking your credit for 7 years, contact a non-profit credit counseling agency at NFCC.org. They negotiate directly with banks to slash interest rates down to single digits and consolidate your cards into one single monthly payment. Second path, if your debt has already defaulted and gone to third-party collection agencies, Never pay full price. Collectors bought your debt for pennies on the dollar. Offer a lump sum settlement of 30 to 50% of the balance. But here is the golden rule. Do not pay a single cent until you get a signed letter stating the account will be reported as settled in full with a zero balance. One heads up, if a collector forgives $600 or more on a settlement, the IRS considers this forgiven amount taxable income, so set a little aside for tax season. Remember, financial hardship is temporary, but the moves you make right now determine how fast you recover. Save this video right now so you have the phone scripts and step-by-step rules ready when you need them. Pick one action step from this video and take care of it today. You've got this.